Go. Let's go commando.
we are we are free framing it or commando. I was wondering if you were open to speaking about this fun topic. It is a little long, and I know that we're kind of trying to keep it short and sweet, but this one I don't know, it just was like really cool when I read it, and I was like, I really want to do this for our free frame. So here it goes. If you were to look 5, 10 years down the road, and you're in the exact same position you are right now, mentally, physically, emotionally, are you okay with that? Meaning, having the same career, the same body, the same mindset, the same energy, the same body images, the same relationships with food and relationships with people, the same friends, everything staying the same. Would you be okay with that?
I did see that. And I immediately had some great thoughts about it because, first of all, it's just not possible. Like, the universe is constantly changing. So even if someone tried to stay the same, if they tried to stay in the same job, the job would change. If they tried to be the same person or have the same friends, or it's gonna change. And then I was also thinking about, and this is going off just things that are top of mind with groups that I'm associated with. We have to be, we have to get better. We have to change. We have to improve. But how we do that is through the baby steps, the little cat feet, the 1% better. And so I think a lot of people look around and go, gosh, like, I really want to change. I want to change it all. I want a better body. I want a better job. I want better relationships. I want a better mindset. I need a complete overhaul. Yes, it's probably true. How are you going to do that? The best way is just get a little bit better each day. How do you do that? You got to get around the right people. You got to get the right mentors, the right coaches, the right groups. You have to find the right people. You got to read the right books. You got to find the right input to have better output. So those are my thoughts on that topic, Catherine. What comes up for you as we free frame this idea?
I love how you started off by it's not possible to be the same. And I want to share with you that I witnessed that with clients too, that, when we reflect on, since the last time we talked or any kind of reflection, there's usually this paradigm or this tunnel vision of, I haven't changed. It's all the same. I'm doing and when we really get honest, they have changed. They're just not seeing it. They're not aware of it. And so it is about celebrating the wins. It's about being kind and gentle and compassionate to yourself and seeing that you are evolving, you are changing, you are learning, you are growing. Is it at the speed that you think it should be? People shooting themselves to death, or comparing themselves to whatever, this Instagram purse version of somebody else or whatever. Maybe it's not as fast as you want it to be, but human change does not happen super fast, especially like you're talking about wanting to change everything. It's just not possible. What I will say is I work with a lot of people, a variety of people, to those that haven't had a job since COVID, to those that are philanthropists that are very wealthy. I work with a wide range of people. I also work with people that are stuck and not doing much of anything in their life and really just spinning their wheels or on that hamster wheel, if you will, to people that are extremely high performing. And there's one difference, one solid difference. It's how they think. And you're right. Everything that you consume with all your senses, right? Your sight, your smell, your taste, your hearing, your sensations, and the people that you're around, your environment has a tremendous impact on you. And what I like to point to is, there are a lot of relationships that we feel stuck in, that we have to stay in for whatever crazy reason that we have formulated, or stories that we believe that just drag us down mentally, emotionally, physically. And it's so imperative to prune the hedges. And I don't care if they're family. I don't care if you've had 30 years with them. I don't care if you feel like you owe them anything. You've got to prune the hedges and put people in your life that really push you to be your best, that cheerlead you on, that have maybe one or two steps ahead of you that you can, follow in their footsteps and learn from, and they have such wisdom. And this life's too short to have people in your life that are, a major drag. It's just, yeah. So I guess that's what comes to my mind.
Yeah. I think about consciously changing your life. You want to change your life? Okay. You're going to have to do stuff, right? You're going to have to do stuff. Probably stuff that's going to be different than the stuff that you've done before. Okay. I love finding the low-hanging fruit. Let's find the easy stuff. Let's walk for 20 minutes one time a week. That's different than last week when you didn't walk at all. Let's get some vegetables and some fruits. Let's write some notes down. Let's take some notes. You know what I mean? Let's get a calendar app. Let's use that calendar app. Find the low-hanging fruit, the stuff that you can leverage over time. That if you can implement those things and continue those over time, you can upward spiral your life. Right? It's like you gotta eat healthy most of the time, if not all the time. Okay? You gotta find some form of exercise to do. Whether it's low intensity, medium, high, a mix, we'll figure it out. Get some exercise in. You have to find ways to rest and sleep well. And then in areas of business, which I work with a lot of business owners, you have to prioritize. You have to delegate. You have to schedule and plan. You have to know what to say no to. And then for relationships, you have to give. You have to give, you have to pour into people, and you have to find the right people in the right situations to pour into. And then for mindset, you've got to keep it strong. I think about all of these things that we're talking about. It's really leadership. It's leading yourself and it's leading others towards good and positive outcomes. It's about turning chaos into order. It's about stepping back and having perspective and knowing which way to go, knowing the words to say, knowing the right vibe, reading the room. And so it's all simple stuff. Like last night at a business after hours, I ran into a guy who runs web services at a gigantic company in Seattle. And I was like, bro, tell me something unexpected that you've learned in your years at this company. That's a really important lesson. And he talked about how treading water, if you're expanding exponentially, is really good. If you can tread water and expand, amazing. Mm-hmm. But if you can stay ahead of the curve, ahead of that exponential curve, incredible. So treading water, nowadays, that's good, especially if you're expanding and improving. If you can stay ahead of that curve, wow, amazing. So tread water and attempt to get ahead of the curve.
So two things that really stand out in what you said is doing things different, right? Usually the language that surfaces is, I got to do the hard thing. It's going to be so hard. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be so difficult. Oh, I don't look forward to it. Language means so much. Our stories that we wrap around anything is what either ignites our heart on fire or keeps us small. So really language is important. So I love that word of different, do something different. If you're wanting different results, you've got to do things differently. The other thing that you talked about that really strikes me is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's amazing still to this day. I love his content and he's inspiring, but a lot of his paradigm was very simplistic. He would put in the extra reps that he knew that his competitor wasn't putting in. And he knew because of that 1% extra, that's not his words, but just the extra that he put in, he knew his competition wasn't doing. Such a competitive mindset, right? And it's really served him in so many areas of his life. So that's fascinating to me, and I 100% agree. I'm kind of that spirit animal too, of putting in those extra reps, or doing those different things that competition has always been something that seems easy to me, and it's fascinating to me when people are like, oh, that's where I crumble, that's where I shatter, that's where I don't do well, and that's frightening, that's scary. Again, the story you wrap around that event, right? Whatever that competitive thing is, I feel like it sharpens me. I get into this mental mindset of just overcoming that mental barrier that we can create. Like, truly, what you think will really either get you places or it will hold you back.
Without a doubt. I love it. Yeah, some thoughts that come to mind are like, it will be hard. It will be a struggle.
Mhm.
Like, we didn't get this far as humans, like just on easy street the whole time. Especially when you think about business, I relate it to getting on a boat and crossing an ocean, getting an ox cart and coming across the land, or even, grabbing a couple of gallons of water and hiking up through a desert. Like, we didn't get here on easy street at all. And then it's like, okay, yeah, it's going to be hard. Okay. Sitting on the couch eating potato chips all day, that's going to be hard too. It really is.
Yeah.
Choose your hard.
Yeah.
Choose your struggle. Like, choose your battle that you want to fight on this with yourself, because it will be hard. Like, it's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy street. I think we're sold this, just, go through the drive-through, grab your Happy Meal and continue on your way. Like, that's easy, but those easy things often have, very negative repercussions. And then everyone gets to draw the line in the sand where they want. If you want to grow a garden and have the very best vegetables, okay. If you want to have someone else do it, okay. You want to grab it from the store, okay. You want to eat hamburgers and call it good, okay. You get to choose.
Yeah.
You get to choose your heart, choose your struggle, know, and look forward like life is a chess game, and be like, okay, if I make these moves, this is going to happen. If I make those moves, that's going to happen.
What I hear too is, earlier you're mentioning about moving your body or exercising in some way. And for me, that it is like therapy to me. And when I work out, I go to failure always. Every workout, I'm looking to bring one muscle group to failure. And it's not a painful feeling. It's a good feeling. It's not pain. Pain is bad, but it's a challenge, right? It is hard. I feel it. I feel the fatigue, but I know when I'm doing that, I'm getting growth, right? I'm changing, I'm evolving, kind of back to the original topic. It really allows me to have that micro moment in my day where I feel like I'm changing and evolving and cultivating a body that I want, or the strength that I want, or making stronger bones, or it just really allows me to tap into doing the hard thing. You get results, right? It's doing it every day. It's really making that time in that space. And right now I'm preparing for a show, and my workout is 80 minutes a day. And it's going to continue to increase. And in order to hit that 80 minutes a day, some days I'm not able to do it all in one bout, right? So it's about maybe 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here. And I just kind of like sprinkle it throughout the day. And actually, optimally, I like that so much better because it rids my body of cortisol, right? It allows me to process things out, flush things out for whatever the day has in store for it. And that's really what mammals are designed to do. If you watch any animal that gets startled in the wild, they instantly start shaking afterwards, right? If they're not running, right? So it's about getting rid of that cortisol. And us humans have gone down that easy path, that easy street, and we have this copious amount of cortisol and nerves and all these different things that have built up, and we have this chronic stress and chronic anxiety. But it's because we're not moving our body for the way it's intended. Like, we're not shedding ourselves of all this negative energy that is built up into our body. And I didn't know that. Like, before I started working out, I had such a bad mindset towards working out. Like, I thought it's a waste of money, having a gym membership, a waste of time. What are you doing, you fools? I had all these really toxic beliefs and thoughts about it, but I didn't realize how good it felt. I used to be a nighttime worker outer, and sometimes I still do that. But the thing is it felt so good at the end of the day to shed off all that, the day, right? Whatever the day had in store for me, or just really zone out, right? It was that therapy, that time to just be, right? We're human beings, not human doings. And I used to think I was a human doing. I used to actually wear it like a badge of honor. Like, I thought I had to do, in realm of your people that you work with in leadership, they probably have that hyper achiever mindset of just doing. And a lot of clients come to me and like, what else do I need to do? And it's really about more or less being. You're really losing grip on reality, and you're letting these external things in your world push you around. You're almost a slave to this society.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple ideas that come from your words there. Oftentimes, it's do less, remove things.
Yeah.
And really, back to another thing you said that ties in is, I think it's so interesting to talk about positive and negative. And you mentioned, the negative energy that's built up, I can exercise and I can get it out, right? I can release it. And that makes a lot of sense to me, because that energy is built up, ready to be used. It's ready to be exerted. It's ready to do something in the world. We're originally, it's like you go and you build a shelter, you hunt for food, you get the energy, you conserve the energy, and then you go and do more of that. Like, that's what we do. And when you think about a battery, right, it has a positive and negative charge. What side does the energy come out on?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
No. I'm assuming
it's not.
Really?
Energy comes out on the negative side. And so, like, that relates back to that human battery. We have that negative buildup. It's like, okay, go use that energy for something. It could be for nothing. You can release it by walking. I think that's great. I've got some stones that I'm removing from around my house. Like, that's how I'm using my energy. But, channel and focus your energy towards something that's going to have the result that is desirable to you.
Yeah. I love it. I'm using my energy for moving. Like, literally, like, I had like 8 minutes before we went on today, and I'm like, what can I clean? What can I throw in a box? What can I, and just keep moving, because it is just like a little bit every day, just so that way the big move is not such a big deal. It's just, I'm chopping up 1% every day.
1% every day. One of my favorite personal trainers talks about strength comes in on little cat feet. Mm. And I love that. It's like, okay, you've got the competition down the road, weeks, months down the road. Do the little things along the way, like Arnold says, that your competition isn't doing. Some of my favorite athletes, the same thing. They'll get up super early in the morning to go run because they know their competition isn't going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think if you can, oftentimes sports and business mindset goes together. If you can wrap your mind around that competitive mindset, convert it to business, how can I serve more? My competitors aren't doing this. My competition doesn't offer this type of level of service. My competition doesn't offer this type of package. My competition doesn't work with this type of person. My competition doesn't think like this. Ha ha, ha ha. Like, good luck. Like, babe, can I help you? Like, and so if you can, and that goes all back to leadership and leading yourself. If you can, I believe if you can lead yourself, you can lead others. And if you can have the bar set super high for yourself and just kind of nudge people along towards their own bar. And you're right, sometimes people do need to, they don't need to do more. They need to do less. And doing less is the right thing for them.
Yeah, I love that. I want to end on that note. Doing less is more. I think that that's really what the message is, that we're and prioritize, like you had talked about at the very beginning. I think it's really getting down to the roots, the tax, the of everything. Yeah, doing less and figuring out what that is. But I feel like in order to do that, I think that it really takes having someone non-biased like you and me, a coach, to support somebody to understand what that means, because sometimes we're so close to our world that we don't see these blind spots. We don't see, even me, I get coaching every Thursday. Like, it's so imperative. And I hire personal training. I'm personal certified too, I have all these certifications and stuff, but I still hire people that can see my blind spot. I can't see all the way around my body. I don't know if my form is correct. I did a posing clinic on Friday last week, and I could learn 3 amazing things. It's just so incredible when you actually get people on board to help and support you. It takes bravery, it takes courage to raise your hand and say, look, I need some help here. And so I would highly encourage that. And to reach me, best way to do it is to text me at 509-800-7264.
Yeah, I totally vibe with that, Catherine. Thank you for sharing that personal insight. Yeah, I'm always reaching out for help from a variety of different coaches, mentors, friends, experts, and I'm always happy when I do it. And people come to me, they're like, "Hey, I'm working with this, working with that." I'm like, okay, like, I know I can help you with this. Like, let's get it. Let's make it happen. And I can be best reached at 509-386-7782.
Awesome. All right, so we'll be back again in a couple weeks after I move. Probably a slightly different background, might be a little chaotic for a while, but I'm cool with that as long as you guys give me some grace. But this has been great. I love it. Look forward to what you bring forward in a couple of weeks to talk about, and we'll see you then. Bye.